John Hall from Right Here Pens in Shrewsbury. Today we're looking, as you can see, at Japanese pens, and these are Sailor pens, and they are the Rei, or Rei, R-E-I series. And this is the first of the series, and there are 3 pens. Each uses a slightly different technique of Urushi. Now, I can't pretend to be an expert on Urushi. There are all sorts of different things you can do with it. It's a natural material, it's a lacquer, it's applied by hand, and in the course of many hundreds of years, the Japanese have become incredibly skillful at using this material to beautify and protect everyday items, basically. So you'll have seen lots of lacquerware, dishes and so forth, and also adorning weapons. So yeah, very, very versatile. But the thing about Urushi Lacquer in particular is that it protects as well as beautifies the item it's applied to. Now, what sailors seem to be doing is focusing on the techniques of particular areas, and the particular area here is Wajima, which is on the west coast of Japan, the side facing China. It's a town stroke city. I think there's about 100,000 people live there. So it's not huge, but it has a very strong reputation for producing some of the finest Urushi lacquerware in Japan. As you'll see, these 3 pens do look quite different, and we're going to have a look at them all in detail, one by one. But I'll try and get the names right for them. So on the left is the Akebononuri. In the middle we have the Tamenuri, and on the right hand side we have the Suguru Sabinuri. Now, all of this stuff is called Wajima-nuri, and I'm not quite sure what nuri means. It's probably something like technique. It could be sort of made in Wajima or Wajima. So anyway, there we go. That's a really appalling run through my limited knowledge of Wajima and Urushi. But to look at the pens, I think we'll do them one by one, and let's get the couple of them out of the way. We'll have a very close look at the first one, because they're all essentially underneath the same pen. Now you'll see the size of it here, and I'm going to, it's a big pen. I've got to say it is a big pen. It's bigger than the standard 911, and as you can see here, against my Homo sapiens itself, no shrinking violet, it is slightly longer, possibly slightly thinner. There we go. So we move to take a closer look, and here we are. The first thing to notice, of course, and you've noticed this already, is that it does not have a cap. So it's very much desk pen. Here we are. As always, it has a wonderful bicolour nib. Is that bicolour? Actually, no, I'm not sure it is. Oh, well, there we go. But it's a very nice nib, 21 carat. Come on, focus. Sorry about this, it's refusing to focus. Come on. Ah, there we go. That I think is a bit better. So there we have the nib. It's a long pen. In the hand, well, actually fine. As you can see, it sits quite comfortably. I certainly wouldn't post it, and I don't think you need to. It is, as I've said, quite a long pen. So here we go. This particular one, and I will remind you that this is the Akebononuri. Let's try and bring this in actually to give a bit of background, see whether we can in any way get a focus here. There we are. So, quite a long pen, gold-coloured band and cartridge converter. So we'll take a look inside, and what we will discover is some nice gold-plated joining section. There we are. The converter is, of course, in the pen. We'll have a look and see what we get in the box in a minute. But there we go. And you notice the way that this red colour just gradually fades into black. Both barrel and cap are covered in urushi, and they really are very beautiful. So this is the Akebononuri. This is a very famous technique, Tamenuri. I think a lot of areas do Tamenuri. This is the particular take of the Wajima people. Now, one of the notable things about Wajima urushi is that, urushi is basically created by building up layers of lacquer, of different sorts of lacquer, in fact, on the pen. And one of the things about Wajima is that they mix the base layer, which provides the strength to the whole thing, with diatomaceous earth, which is earth that's got lots and lots of little chalky animals in it, like chalk, actually. In fact, that, I suppose, is what chalk is by and large. So that's the clear thing here. Tamenuri is usually red, and you'll see that there is a slight variation as we come down here to the gold band there, of slightly lighter colouring. And over the years, I think this will probably develop, and you'll see the red coming through the top layer. The thing about urushi is that it does develop over the years, but doesn't in any sense decline. It remains as effective as it always is. So I won't bother opening this up to show you the inside, because it would be exactly the same as the Akebononuri. So we're now going to have a look at the hardest one to pronounce. Yippee! Here we go. And this is the Suguru Sabinuri. And this is a very special technique, much used in enhancing armour, because classic Japanese armour is often treated with lacquer, and this gives a wonderful thing that looks like ancient but rather posh rust. I must admit, I rather like it. Again, we open up, it's a textured feeling, if you like that. That's very pleasant. Of course, the other thing is that the section is, I'm afraid, PMMA plastic. However, it's comfortable, it's good, and you do get an awful lot of lacquer. So there we are. Now, what's in the box? Well, you will find it is beautifully wrapped in the Japanese fashion. You will get this rather wonderful pen pouch, which is made from kimono silk. A converter, a cleaning cloth, and some instructions on the pen, fairly standard so far. But what you also get is this little booklet, which will tell you about the series, the technique that was used on the particular pen you've purchased, and something about the person who applied the urushi, the craftsman who's responsible for making your pen. And also, very useful for us, techniques on retying the box. And here we are, more information about the basic pen. But that's rather nice. I've not seen this done before by Sailor, and I think it really does add something to the overall package. Gives you a bit more information. Now, the final thing I've got to mention is a very wonderful surprise, because when I bought these, they were, of course, very expensive, because Urushi Lacquer is. However, I've since discovered that the price has been reduced, which is absolutely wonderful. So there's a chance to snap these up for what strikes me as being quite a bonus price. So if you take a look on our website, you will see the new prices advertised. And if you want to go for these, go for it. I'm afraid you're not, well, possibly afraid, possibly delighted to say that choice in terms of nib size will not be a problem for you, because it only comes with the medium nib. But it's a very nice medium nib, and I don't think that will in any way destroy your enjoyment of these otherwise wonderful pens. So here we are, the Rei Series 1 Wajima Urushi series with the Akebononuri, Tamenuri and the Suguru Sabinuri. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, give us a thumbs up or even subscribe to the channel, where there will be other interesting things on their way soon.